If I can leave any advice when you come as soon must. The streets of the city get mad eye for the city of the obvious and proclaiming before, begging us in God's name to have self-pity. Spare us all for the words and weapons, their force for the rage and long numbers of the pocket, the mind, the slow, unreckoning hearts for the left behind, unable to fear what is strange. Nor shall you scare us with the talk of the death of the race and how we should come to this place without us. The sun, mere fire leaves untroubled about us, but you stones look from the stone face. Speak of the world's own change, though we cannot conceive an undreamt thing and know to our cost and how the dream crumbles. The cloud crumbles and vines are blackened by the frost and how the view alters. You could believe. Maybe if you told us that the white-tailed deer would slip into the purple shade and grown perfectly shy until like the void it reaches of the pie. Jack Thomas. Home, cold ledge of the torrent. Place, sun in between the eye and not here without the darkness later. Dark return to these things in which we have ourselves spoken. Act with the coffin, we shall call our natures forth, and we live the tongue and all dispelled in glass, obscure and the broken, in which we have 7 rows of love and clean horse enough for the courage and the hell. Maybe I heard the singing locust of the souls and the child and all the meaning wish to mean. Whether or not the wordless rose, the heart shall tell us and become demanding, and whether we should still stand in the dark. Or a tree that's not close enough to the forest. In conjunction with the conditions of the hour. And he backs the joint, the later, and the backtracking of the sea, and the flats, and lying of all the mats and all the slug stone shells for the dreams are only draining to the morning sun shining. The cheetahs ended. It was blue and minimal. And I heard the pearls of the dark wish to die for me. More, rather than not to be alive and joining, blind in the shell in the pursuit of no games to rise again to brighten. Clear air and natural conditions and cloudiness and rise over the sun, or receive it in among single stars and twin over deep tides, turning blue, making skies blue speech and what the sea confides in. Venus is inside of me. And after the last bulletins and the windows darkened and the whole city founders of reality and deep sliding of all its pillows into the Atlantis of personal sleep. And the wind rises and the wind bows, days litter for the news in the alley and trash, tears itself from the railings and soars, falls with a soft crash. Happy to be tumbling in the swords again, overly fight scampered for the park and taking over the statue for the dead and strike for the positive eyes battered with lip, solid. Enough to scratch noble, name, empty, lots, journal spirals through the fierce. Way that we think are caught in corners and cramps, twisting the words and some gutters flailed in theirs. Tired feet like all fisted snow, cry beside the long retreat down. Beat it like a you've been the haven, heart attacking, responsible enough to find a return. Mouth life again bearing for the morning papers and across the park with white and azores been stacked and bagged, removed litter like the night and footsteps aroused with the confident morning. Sunbirds in the morning in public barrels. Remembering which light was looking inside the mirror, and everything was seen not in the proper perspective. but not in the slightest. With the night believe itself alone is most natural, concealed as no sacrifice for the open moon to put the webs in the sky. Water wields the slightest wave, vision yields to one solo for the sibilance in the land, leasing itself with the wave of the peeling of a right. Apparent notes of the sand, bather, white, come stand next to me, refuse their haired scalp, shoulders with the voices in the air, plucked with the words and wondering where moon impressions do. Unaware for the cost, but only beginning in the water begin. To glide in the obedience and soft composure to the dance. And the song will continue on. But these are more or less policies. It's a foundation. There's a rhythm to this. Only if we have the patience, the comprehension. What would it take? My last breath. Smile for a smile. Hope for hope. Maybe another ceremony. Another empty promise stripped with the blobs clearing for too kind to be nature to be. Save for the silly eye in which allows how much to wander in. Let there be fresh from the stream, loose in the shallow, swallowed by the winding sun, and embedded by the ferns and flowers and the nymphs in the woods. And I strive to dream, this is she, the airy earth, the trees undone. 8, natural and pure. I am for the wit and wakefulness and love that is finding this lady with the lightly head and deepest understood and social smile with the formal dress, and she teaches relief to courtesy. I think that there were the most tigers in the wood for fine place and destination with all sensibilities and to get credit for beyond. To be a heart in one conjunction. The device to be prophet. Leading up to the leadership of castles in the distance, and black-hearted water-coders in the bay that no one can dream about and drowning in the rising, punch for the awkward, serious, surprised look for the big dismay. Comprehension. The nymph in the wood must not strive to dream that she is every earth and the tree, each one must let the languid nature and pure, on fire with the wakefulness and the love of the foreign lady. Is lightly headed with the deepest understanding of women's social smiles and formal dress, and she teaches me the courtesy. Think that there are most tigers inside of the woods and smile for her smile, for the hope, the thought of it makes in my mind such pause and abrupt ease, and the highway bridges fall. Hasty traffic which must sit on each side nest with the storm wild, deliberately you're drawing the bridge and starts to ride. Then horns and hush and the oil smoke red, above the idling motors that can tell the pockets smooth approach the slip. They slip in the river past the sides, ringing at the clear bells of the deep dip, the slow escalating tide of wind. Find yourself kind. You're looking and then your abandonment, your finest and resolutions. Or maybe a death for the toll for the house. Remembering yourself and celebrating your change. Rather when not, it gets colder. You could be the light during the lifetime in conjunction in all distances. It's your chronic condition. But I can leave any advice when you come as soon must. To the streets of the city, get mad eye for the city of the obvious and the proclaiming before, begging us in God's name to have self-pity. Spare us all for the words and weapons, their force for the rage and long numbers of the pocket, the mind, the slow, unreckoning hearts for the left behind, unable to fear what is strange. Nor shall you scare us with the talk for the death of the race and how we should come to this place without us. The sun, mere fire leaves untroubled about us, but you stone to look on the stoner's face. Speak of the world's own change, though we cannot conceive an undreamt thing and know to our cost and how the dreamt crumbles. The cloud crumbles and vines are blackened by the frost and how the view alters. We could believe. Maybe if you told us that the white-tailed deer will slip into the perfect shave and grown perfectly shy until like a void it reaches of the eye and jack pine. Only the cold ledge of the torrent, place stunning with the twinkling in the eye, and not be without the dolphin's rare dove return with these things in which we have ourselves spoken. Ask me the prophet, we shall call our natures forth, and we will live the tongue and all dispelled, and glass obscure and the broken, in which we have 7 roses, love and clean, horse enough for the courage and beheld. Maybe I heard the singing locusts of the souls, and chilled, and all the mean the wish to mean. Whether or not the wordless rose, the heart shall fail us, and they come demanding, and whether we should still stand in the dark, or a tree that's not close enough to the floor. In conjunction with the conditions of the owl, and the backs of the joins, the later than the backtracking of the sea and the flats, and lying of all the mats and all the sludge stone shells for the dreams and the wind raining to the morning sun shining. The sheet is ended. It was blue and minimal. And I heard the pearls of the dark whisper dive with me, rather than not to be alive and join, flying, shell, and pursue. No games to rise again and brighten. Clear air and natural conditions, cloudiness and rise over the sun. Receive it in among single stars and twain over a deep tide. Turning blue, making skies blue speech and let the sea confides in Venus is inside of it. Fragile